And for Anderson beginning play today, he is one of the best pitchers in the entirety of the South. First in wins, second in strikeouts, and second in overall ERA. Here now is Rosenthal, first baseman. And Jackson Rosenthal, a .331 hitter. 2 homers on the year, 38 driven in. It's a pitch really inside that he probably wants to put a restraining order on. He's ahead 2-0. The 2-0 getting ready to come home. Swung on and missed. Now with the 2-1. In there for a strike, 2-2. Two and two delivery, getting ready to come home to Rosenthal. Anderson delivers. And it's flared out to the left side. Nobody's going to be there. Does it stay fair? It does, off the bottom of the wall. Rosenthal rounds first and heads to second. He'll have a 2-out double. The first hit of the day for Lassen, and it's an extra base hit for them. A runner in scoring position with Montoya now up to hit.
Now batting number 24,
Mason Montoya has come through time and time again in this type of situation. A .319 batting average, 29 driven in through 116 at-bats. If you want to talk about extra base hits, this is one of your guys right here. With a triple, 6 doubles, and 3 homers. This has popped up. Kashia, under it, makes the play. Three down through 4 at-bats for Lassen. They have their first hit of the day, still searching for their first run. We'll head into the bottom of the first, no score. And folks, real quick, I just wanted to update you guys. We had just a brief moment there where the broadcast didn't go out live. So I'm going to recap the first inning for you. Kono, the leadoff hitter, playing at second base, flew out to Walking Stewart at second base. Zimmerman struck out. He's the DH today. Rosenthal with a double opposite field to the left side. And then Montoya flew out at third base. To round off the rest of your Lassen lineup, it's going to go Beatty, Parker, Trubenbach, Petrus, and Serrano. And we do want to apologize for the late start today on our broadcast. We had some technical difficulties, but we are ready to go now. Got a pitcher to tell you about for this Lassen side. It's going to be Evan Roden making his 12th start of the season, first one of the postseason. With 58 in the third pitch and 59 hits given up, 30 total earned runs, 35 total runs, 17 walks to 37 strikeouts, a case through 9 of 571, a .463 ERA, a .130 WHIP. So far this season, just based off the lines, or based off of his season stat line, he's been a reliable pitcher, pitching mostly through 5 innings for most of his starts. His last 2 starts have looked like this. He went 5 innings, giving up 8 hits and 2 runs against Siskiyous. Then against Feather River College, this was the most important one. He gave up 3 hits and 1 run against Feather River College in a winning effort, which saw these Cougars win 3-2 against those Golden Eagles of Feather River. And of course, Feather River, an incredible school with an incredible baseball program year in and year out. If you're competing well against Feather River, you got to feel really great about yourself. And in the case of these Cougars, back-to-back one-run wins on April 17th and April 18th against Feather River College. And so now we have a mound visit here. And we have a pitch comm situation, so they're just going to switch out the pitch comm for Roden on the mound. Seems like there was an issue there. I'll go ahead and give you the lineup for the Renegades and then the defensive alignment for Lassen. It's going to be Medina, Kashia, Vasquez, Hegeman, Bain, Canberra, Stewart, Wagner, and Thompson. From left to right in the outfield, it's going to look like this. Trubenbach is going to be in left field, and center field is Parker. And in right field is Montoya. I marked two different second basemen. My apologies there, folks. Then in left to right in the infield, it's going to go Beatty, Serrano, Petras, and Rosenthal. Medina pops this one up to the left side. And it was in foul territory, but got blown back into fair territory over there. So a bit of a pop-up dance on that left side. A little bit more than what you were hoping for if you were a Lassen fan, but goes in the book as a routine fly out to left field. Here now is Caden Kashia, the third best stolen base threat of the Coast Conference South, has registered a statistic in every category except a home run this year. 31 RBI with a .336 batting average. He was hovering over 500 for the longest time during the regular season. The 1-0 delivery getting ready to come home. In there for a strike. 1-1. And for Kashia, four triples, 10 doubles. Quite a load of stats for him. That's grounded over to the second base side. Good job by Petras. 4-3 for the putout. Here now is Chewy Vasquez.
Number 5, Chewy Vasquez.
Chewy Vasquez going to be playing at the University of Hawaii after this postseason is done for these Ohlone College Renegades. So this is going to be one of the last times we see him in the green and gold, although the Renegades not wearing green and gold today. They are wearing their black jerseys with green stripings, white pants, and white pants and green stripes. Chewy Vasquez, he's got those beautiful golden batting gloves. 1-0 delivery coming home from Roden. This is popped up. Right side. Could be trouble. Who's got it? Nobody does. It falls in fair territory. Down for extra bases. Vasquez with a double. So how about that? Lassen with a 2-out double in the top of the first inning, and now the Renegades with a 2-out double in the bottom of the first inning. And Hegemans. Camelert. Cam Hegeman getting the start at DH today. Cam Hegeman has come through with a lot of clutch base hits in DH situations for the Renegades this season. He takes on the outside for a strike. Good delivery from Roden. Roden pitching out of the stretch for the first time today. One of the biggest swings of the bat for Hegeman was against Cabrillo. It was a big home run. This is popped up to the right side. Petras is under it, and he makes the play. Petras with two of the putouts in the bottom of the first inning, and we can finally signal for a break here on the Fremont campus of Ohlone College. No score, top of the second, due up. It'll be Beatty, Parker, and Trubenbach. We'll be back in 1 minute. All right, folks, I got the weather report for you guys here on the Fremont campus of Ohlone College. First pitch, it is in the lower 30s. We're going to be reaching, or lower 30s, what am I saying? Lower 60s. We're going to be reaching the middle 60s in the middle of this game, and as we're on our way out of here, back into the lower 60s once again. Overcast and windy day today. The wind shield is between 18 to 14 miles an hour, blowing out to straightaway center field. So fly balls are going to be a nightmare for these fielders out there. For your defensive alignment for the Renegades, from left to right in the outfield, Wagner, Thompson, and Medina. Left to right in the infield, Kashia, Vasquez, Stewart, Camera, Bain in the squat and putting down the signs. And I hadn't even mentioned a catcher yet for Lassen. I don't know how in the world I couldn't have done that. And it is Petras. Wow, so I'm over 2 with marking catchers today, partner. Or marking second baseman today. So it was Kono who made the 2 plays. I apologize, folks. Bit of a weird start because now I'm introducing you in the second inning.
Yep.
Had a lot of technical difficulties prior to the game start, but we are now all through here. Matthew Anderson on the mound. Of course, he's your power pitcher, power strikeout guy. And against a lineup that really, honestly, for Lassen, you don't see many strikeouts anywhere in this lineup.
Yeah, I mean, they're a great contact team with a really good approach on the base paths, too. They make a single turn to a triple with their 2 stolen bases.
And they're very similar in ways to the Renegade lineup where they don't strike out much. I mean, D'Amico Parker is the only one in his lonesome with the most strikeouts on the team with 28 of them, but he also has seen 165 at-bats. So if you're striking out 28 times through 165 at-bats with a 327 batting average, it's a good year.
Yeah, very good.
Beatty ahead in the count 3-1 against Anderson. Here it comes home. Center field, base hit. First leadoff hitter to reach base today for either team, and give that one to Beatty. Ethan Beatty getting himself in an advantageous count. And here now is Parker. On top of the 327 batting average that I just alluded to, he's got 3 home runs on the year with 22 driven in.
Yeah, yesterday DJ Parker had a really good game, putting down some good sacrifice situations with just knowing the right time in the right moment. I mean, this whole entire Lassen team is a great group of guys who are willing to sacrifice their at bat for the greater good of the team.
And that's also just a win formula in general. Yeah, you have a team that is selfless like the Renegades, facing a team that is equally as selfless in the Cougars.
Yep.
And, I mean, if there's one thing that you like in baseball, it's when players and teams are able to remove any type of ego in their play.
I mean, that's what gets them moving on to the next level.
This is going to be a great game today. Scoring up to bunt and pulling it back. Probably wanted to keep his bat level there, as that pitch was delivered for a strike, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, interesting pullback there. I mean, that was kind of a ball that Anderson decided to throw at the bat and hit it straight to DJ's bat. But I mean, whatever. I mean, obviously he didn't like what he saw on that bunt attempt.
Foul back to the screen, so we'll do it again. I haven't even been looking at the chat because of the craziness, but we'll hope you guys are doing well. I see Grandpa Kashia's in the house. From Jamie Rosenthal. That is bounced to the right side. Thought maybe... No. Was that a... I guess it was a drop third strike? Okay, that's what it was. Drop third strike, so Parker's out. That was a bit confusing because I didn't see a plate at first base, so that's why I didn't think it was a drop third strike. Truman back now, ready to swing the bat. Beatty in scoring position now as he moved up. That's a big run for Lassen to have. Matthew Anderson, not an easy pitcher to score against. To the tune of a 2.85 ERA recorded through 14 appearances on the season. Center field. And making the play in center field, but dropping it on the exchange there was Thompson. Thompson kind of rushed that exchange a little bit because he saw that Beatty was getting off the bag at second base a little bit further, and he thought maybe with the short throw he could have a chance at a double play. Kind of got a little trigger happy and just lost it in the exchange. So here now is Petrus, and he's the catcher today. Can't believe I made that mistake in the playoffs of all this, but not necessarily as smooth of a pregame as we would have liked. Serrano on deck for these Cougars. For Hayden Petrus this season, a 270 batting average, 15 RBI, and a homer. Right now would be a good time for him to come through. Outside for a ball. One coming home. Here it comes. Foul to the right side. Right on top of it there.
Yeah, this whole entire Lassen squad, they had a really good job. I mean, that first game, Solano and Lassen that I was covering, I mean, if you guys were here to watch it, it was honestly an amazing game of just battling in every single at-bat. There wasn't ever a bad at-bat or a, you know, a miscommunication from either the pitcher or catcher, anything like that. Each at-bat was taken with, you know, full confidence and trying to do your best as a hitter, but also as the pitchers. I mean, Anderson, this isn't going to be an easy game for him. We've been seeing him dominate in his last 4 stars at the end of the season. But this is going to be one of his toughest outings. I mean, Lassen's an underground, sneaky kind of, you know, dogfight of a team. They're speedy. They're speedy, and they're not. I mean, they're scrappy. They're just a team that's going to get the job done when needed to be.
This is up to left field and deep, way back there to the track, and Wagner makes the play. It's a good swing for Petrus, but nothing doing there for him. Well, we'll be back in 30 seconds after this quick break. Ohlone College broadcasting live from the Fremont campus. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, folks, and we are back here on the Ohlone College Fremont campus. Derek Bain ready to swing the bat. Then Canberra and Stewart due up here on the home half of the second inning. Bottom of the second inning action live here from the Ohlone College Fremont campus. Derek Bain, he's going to have his work cut out for him defensively speaking as a catcher today because, as you said yesterday, partner, Lassen likes to run.
Yeah, they're one of the best stolen base teams in the state. I mean, there's about 5 or 6 guys who have 20 stolen bases just alone. And, you know, there's already 100 combined totals in only a few dudes. So
I got to say, one of my favorite things about offense in baseball is a team that can run the base as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. That's grounded to the right side, and nice play on the run there, this time by Petras. So we get to see his fielding now for the first time, not for the third time, as I would have had you believe beforehand.
But something about yesterday as well that Lassen's going to have to make sure they clean up for a game like today against a team like Ohlone is the errors. Errors for Lassen and Solano both resulted in 4-run innings. And when Solano made some errors, Lassen capitalized, and when Lassen made errors, Solano capitalized on it. So you're going to have to make sure as a squad of being Lassen and being the Cougars, you cannot make any errors in this game. You're going to have to play a clean defensive game because Ohlone will take advantage of it.
Cameron missed a home run by about 5 push-ups yesterday. And, I mean, he's been the hottest hitter since April. And so we're hoping that May brings in a wildfire for him. That's popped up. That breaking ball really just caught absolutely nothing of his bat. And that'll be a fly out to right field. Here now is Stewart.
Number 8, Joaquin Stewart.
Stewart battling through a little bit of adversity today. Yesterday, if you guys were on the stream with us, Joaquin took a foul ball off of the toe, which was, I mean, hard exit velo, one hard fastball pitcher that just directly impacted his toe. He took a long time walking it off, trying to, you know, feel his feet out, make sure he wasn't injured. And he ends up getting on the base pads and then running around the bases. And after that inning, he ends up being taken out because of his injury. So they wanted to make sure he wouldn't get any more injured than what he is. And so today, Kern was testing it out with him, doing some sprints, making sure his feet are going to be okay for this game today.
He's going to flare this one out to right field. Weekly hit, and that'll end the inning. Nothing doing for the Renegades. 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back in just a minute after this quick break. We are here in the top of the 3rd inning. No score so far. Just missed 2 hits from Lassen, 1 hit from the Renegades. 2 of the hits from both teams being a double. One of them coming from Rosenthal of Lassen, one of them coming from Vasquez of Ohlone College. And then Beatty had a single and was stranded at second base in the top of the 2nd inning. Here now is Serrano, the shortstop. Rocky Serrano with a 342 batting average grounds this one over to his shortstop counterpart, Chuy Vasquez, 6-3 in time for the out.
Number 1, Island Kono.
Here now is Kono. Kono takes on the outside for a ball, or no, for a strike, correction. Did he, wonder if he went around or not. Yeah, he went around. Thank you, Julie. The 0-1 getting ready to come home. Squares up to bunt, pulls back, and pulls back in time, 1-1. Also wanted to mention, got Julie Marshall to my right. Head coach. The 1-1 coming home. Grounded to the third base side. Kashia, nice snare there with the web gem and a 5-3 in time. I didn't even see Kashia because the camera that's sitting in front of me just completely blocks me from him.
And Hegeman family, Angie Hegeman. He's in the 4 spot today in the DH position, taking over where Murphy was. So good for him. I'm glad he's now in the starting lineup. I mean, hitting in the high 350s. You deserve to be up there. He had just a fly out in his first at bat?
Yes, it was a fly out in his first at bat.
Yep.
And it was a fly out to second base.
And then Mr. Greenberg, we're excited to see you in Fremont. Hopefully you'll be here soon so you can catch most of the game. But
1-0 in there for a strike on a pitch that Zimmerman looked like he was going to offer to bunt at. And this Lassen lineup just coming in, showing bunt early, pulling back almost every at-bat, it seems. At least one pitch of every at-bat. 1-1, swung on and missed there, and it's 1-2. Zimmerman struck out in his last opportunity, and now one pitch away from potentially suffering the same outcome.
Yeah, especially in the game against Ohlone, they were very big on small ball and just making the right plays.
Swung on and missed. Drop third strike. Bain delivers home to first in time for the final out of the inning. First 1-2-3 inning for the Renegades defensively, and that was Anderson's best inning yet. He's got 3 strikeouts, 2 of them against Zimmerman. We'll be back in 30 seconds to a minute after this quick break with the home half of the third. Wagner, Thompson, Medina due up. Wagner, Thompson, Medina due up. And for Roden on the mound so far, it's been pretty good. He's faced a total of 7 hitters, only surrendering a hit thus far. No free passes to speak of, and no strikeouts to speak of yet. He's been pitched to contact today, and he's been getting weak contact. Couple of ground balls, a few flyouts that haven't really left the infield yet.
Well, and keep in mind, you want to know how many pitches he's at?
How many?
He just threw his 14th.
There you go.
That is
That's
almost
quick
one
work.
pitch in at bat. That is ridiculous.
Nice that you have a clicker.
Yep.
Are you able to click both of them? Both pitchers? Oh, nice. Nice. So Anderson at 41, and that was pitch number 15 from Roden. Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, I had it going yesterday. I had my.
Yeah, I heard you saying that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, yes. Clickers. 1-1. Here comes. Outside. Ooh. Roden with a nice pitch there. No, said the home plate umpire, a bit outside. 2-1. That is a great take from Paul Wagner. I would have been swinging out of my shoes.
I mean, already today it's a different zone from what it was yesterday. That outside call was being called a lot of the time, and honestly, kind of inconsistently, which was riling up both sides of the crowd on certain calls. But today seems like a much more tight and kind of consistent zone as of right now.
Wagner batting at 259 with a homer and 12 driven in. That homer came against West Valley on an April 10th game at West Valley at Valhalla. I love the fact that they're called the Vikings and their baseball field's called Valhalla. That's awesome. I know you never typically want to give compliments to your rivals. I'm a big believer in that, but at the same time, as a broadcaster, it can't help but just compliment everybody.
Yep.
So, shout out West Valley, and I mean, honestly, I kind of hope they make it out of that weekend. They got two really great squads facing them in Skyline and Los Menanos. That's to the left side for a base hit. So Wagner, the second base hit of the day for the Renegades. And so far, Lassen and Ohlone College trading jab for jab. A double for them, a double for us. A single for them, a single for us. Here now is Teo Thompson. Now, don't be fooled by Teo Thompson's 9-hole slot. He was hitting north of 300 for such a long time. Now, south of 300 by 10 points, 290. And Wagner gets back to the bag pretty quickly there on a pickoff move. Rode in a right-hander. A little less dangerous with the pickoff move than as opposed to being a southpaw.
Yeah, Ohlone yesterday for Solano was an absolutely dangerous pickoff maneuver. I mean, they picked off north of 40 times as a team just in Lassen's game.
Man,
it was insane. I mean, there were times where Ohlone would pick off 5 times in a row to the runner at first, and then throw a pitch, and then 3 more times, then throw a pitch, and then 2 more times, and he would just continue that motion to keep the hitters off balance, and it worked for a long time.
Roden, 0-0 home, in there for a strike. I mean, it's good respect also for Teo Thompson being a 9-hole hitter. He got, before he even saw a pitch, he saw 2 straight pickoff moves. And for Roden, I mean, just really trying to keep the group that he's been in, getting weak contact. Another pickoff move to no avail. And of course, folks, we will be having at least one tomorrow to decide this best-of-3 bout. But if after 2 we have an even series, we will have a second game just ahead of the tag. There is Wagner on a stolen base attempt of second base. Huge stolen base there.
Yeah, anytime you're able to eliminate the double play, it's just such a big impact being able to, keep your hitter relaxed on if a ground ball to the right side, you're not getting 2 outs.
And now with none out, I mean, if Teo Thompson can put one in play here, you might be able to move up the runner to third base. Pitch outside, and Teo Thompson offered, but stayed back. Crowd letting the umpiring crew hear it. I love the energy already.
Yeah,
I gotta say that.
It's gonna be a rowdy game. It's gonna be aggressive.
Look, energy, it sounded great yesterday. It sounds like it's going to be even greater today.
Yep.
1-2 coming home. Bounce to the left side.
Yeah, it was a great environment, but today you have more fans in the crowd than there were yesterday. Probably because the fans of Lassen were a little cocky and they were going to beat Solano, which they ended up doing by, a significant margin. But, today, I mean, the stands are full. It is a packed house today.
These 2 squads, not by record by any stretch, but just by the eye test, just look dead even right now. That's to the left side and down for a base hit. Wagner rounds the bag at third. The throw will be cut off. It's 1-0 Renegades. There you go.
Number 4,
And that's something the Renegades do so well. I mean, when there's things that the crowd gets riled, your energy gets loud, the Renegades right on it and use it to their advantage. Lassen was upset with a check swing call that could have gotten Teo out on strikes, and the Renegades start mocking him, and then guess what happens? Thompson hits the RBI single the next pitch.
And we are going to have a mound visit now for Roden. Renegade bench really loving that piece of hitting there from Teo Thompson. It was a good piece of hitting, just hitting it right back where it came from. So Aaron Hassel going to go talk to his pitcher, Roden. All right, we are back. I went to go grab a program before we ran out of them because I like collecting these programs. So, mound visit done and over with right now, and right now the conversation more is just, hey, Roden, you're not doing anything wrong. We're just not helping out behind you. As Roden really hasn't been hit around yet. It's just been soft ground balls and lazy fly balls, but that soft ground ball just found a spot where nobody can get to from Teo Thompson, which scored a run.
Yeah, I mean, the best swing of the day so far has been Wagner's line drive base hit. I mean, he has been an absolute force this last few weeks. And I mean, especially in yesterday's game when he almost had a home run himself on what was arguably the hardest ball I've seen hit in many weeks. That ball was a rocket off of the bat.
Another pickoff move to first base. Trying to keep Teo Thompson on the bag. He does have a threat to steal a base with this speed. Doesn't really do it as often, though, as maybe you would compare him to Medina or even Kashia. That's fouled back. Pretty interesting, though, that today's weather is so winter-esque.
Yeah.
We're not used to that at all here.
Yesterday was warm, sunny, blue skies, and all of a sudden you wake up today and it's cloudy and it's going to be cloudy all day. Sun will not peek through whatsoever.
It was cloudy like this when I went and clocked in at the warehouse yesterday. Hayward over by the airport.
It took us time to move over to us, I guess.
Yeah, it was bad. I was looking up and I was like, wow, what a terrible day to call a ball game. And then I looked at the broadcast and I saw how sunny it was. I'm like, how can it be so sunny just 15 minutes away from me?
Guess there's no wind moving the clouds around. Oh, but paragliders are still going, though. Can see him up there.
1-1. And Thompson's going to go. Throw beats him. The tag, not in time. Whoa. Off the naked eye, it looked like Thompson might have been out. Thompson's going to seal the bag. Lassen, the crowd here for the Cougars, is going to let him hear it.
I mean, I think from the eye test from behind back here, the best view we have is that the throw beat him, but the throw was so far up that there were probably no tag applied as Teo swiped in from the other side.
That's the only way I can even imagine.
Yeah, the throw beat him, honestly, by a mile.
Grounded over to second base, 4-3. I mean, the throw did pull the shortstop covering off the bag, the shortstop being Serrano. So I wonder if maybe Serrano might have missed the tag at all, like you said, partner.
Yep.
Because otherwise, I don't think there's any chance Teo should have been saved.
No, yeah. I mean, I 100% beat him, as everyone here sees, which is why Lassen's upset. From our point of view, he's out by a mile. But you can tell, just from the eyes of baseball, that throw was short. He had to pick it up on a one-hop, and Thompson probably gave him a swim move and slid on the back part of the bat, resulting in no tag.
Kashia, a good contact hitter, but he is the most frequent strikeout victim on the team. So the Renegades really want to get some contact here at the very least. Sacrifice that run over being Teo Thompson at third base with one away. As the 1-0 just missed, 2-0 the count.
Yeah, I mean, so far this inning only providing one out is the pitcher, and he's already doubled his pitch count in just this bottom of the third. So this is what the Renegades are going to have to do. They're going to have to continue to pound away, keep moving the line, keep these at-bats going along, because they thrive against bullpen pitching.
That's popped up and fouled to the left side. Kachia, really, honestly, he's looking for anything up. Knowing him, anything up he's willing to pull the trigger on. And if you're Roden, I mean, you use that to your advantage, of course. 2-1. Just inside, 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, this Lassen crowd is going to be upset with the strike call, and because the zone was bigger yesterday. I mean, you can't blame them. That call was being called all game yesterday, and now with the zone, you're going to have to get used to it.
3-1. Kashia fouls that one back to the screen, so we'll do it again. 3-2 now. A lot of full counts today.
Yep.
33 pitches now. 34th getting ready to come home from Roden. This is his longest inning yet.
I mean, he's doubled his pitch count and only getting one out so far. There's still 2 more to go.
3-2. To the left side. And fouled.
What Kachia is so good at specifically. I mean, he knows how to fight in a battle. And so does Derek Bain. Kachia and Bain has that same kind of left-handed swing where it's a poke to the opposite field. And as long as they can keep fighting away the right pitches, they're going to find what they like.
Three and 2 again. Grounded over to the second base side. They're going to go 4-3 for the putout, and a run scores.
Yeah, he does his job. That's perfect. Perfect execution. I mean, going through a long at-bat, all you have to do is just poke it in the infield, and it'll score Thompson.
So Renegades ahead now, 2-0 the score. Here now is Chewy Vasquez. Oh, and 0 on the outside. It's a ball, 1-0 now the count. Chewy Vasquez. Honestly, I mean, of course, because he's a D1 shortstop now, just the most legit hitter. That's grounded over to third base. 5-3 ends the inning. So the Renegades score 2 of them. One on an RBI ground out, another one from an RBI single up the middle from Teo Thompson. It is 2-0 in favor of the Renegades as we head into the top of the 4th inning. We are done with the early innings, into the middle innings. We'll be back in just a minute after this break. Rosenthal, Montoya, and Beatty all due up. This is your heart of the order for the Cougars, and right now they need the heart of the order to come through. 3, 4, and 5 due up. And honestly, if you really want anybody batting third in an inning, it would be Beatty in this situation. You have Rosenthal and Beatty, who have the only 2 hits on the board so far for the Cougars, just surrendering 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. It's the top of the 4th now. And for Rosenthal, he had a very, very nice stroke of the bat, which was an opposite field double that smacked up against that 315 sign in left field off the bottom of the fence. It was a nice educated swing from him. Probably the most legit stroke that we've seen today from any team. Now Rosenthal swings and misses at his 2-0 delivery, and it's 2-1. 2-1 the count. Here it comes. In there for a strike, 2-2. A bit early on the cash register. Don't need the cash yet. I haven't even paid. 2-2 coming home. Bounce over to the third base side, over everybody. Chuy Vasquez makes the play in the hole, but would never have had enough time to make the play on the run there. It'll be a base hit for Rosenthal.
And by the way, off of 1 foot, made a strike over to our first baseman, Canberra.
Vasquez, how do you do it?
That arm was incredible.
Vasquez is incredible. Rosenthal, again, a nice educated swing on the left side. And, I mean, it wasn't pretty, but it looks like a line drive in the box score tomorrow. Here now is Montoya, the right fielder. Squares up to Bunt. Bunts it right back to Anderson. Anderson going to go to first for 1. So that's a sack bunt.
Now batting number 27.
Here now is Beatty, who takes inside for a ball. Beatty honestly has the clutch gene in him. I think you can absolutely say that. He had a go-ahead RBI single against Kenyatta in the 16th inning, which ended up winning the game. Also scored the winning run against the Redwoods and walked off Feather River College with an RBI single. On top of that, I mean, I'm going to give him all of his flowers. He had the RBI go-ahead single against Siskiyous. Many times this season, Beatty has been the hero for this Lassen squad. Right now, up to him to try and push across the first run of this game for Lassen. Ahead 2-1 account. Beatty coming through time and time again for this squad. Right now will be an ultimate time for him. 298 hitter with 2 homers and 29 driven in. Anderson, 2-1. Outside, 3-1. On deck is Parker, the center fielder. He struck out in his first attempt, now ready for his second. Three and 1 the count. Swung on and missed. It's 3-2. Got an interesting matchup happening over at, I believe it would be Marin, who would be
Marin, but yeah.
Marin, correction, yes. Who is hosting this one. Santa Rosa versus Marin, College of Marin. Santa Rosa up 1-0 in the top of the 4th inning. That's a marquee matchup. And of course, right now, the tournament over at Skyline College featuring West Valley, Los Menanos, and Skyline. I mean, that's Murderers Row. Those are 3 incredible baseball teams year in and year out.
Yep.
And only one of them is going to survive after this weekend's over.
Yeah, I mean, they're still playing really big games. No one's out just quite yet.
3-2 outside, and Beatty will walk. Great at-bat from Beatty. And so now he will service as the tying run at first base. And here now is D'Amico Parker. Parker, a .327 hitter, as we mentioned before.
Oh, yeah, and the reason I'm calling him DJ Parker, that is his more popular nickname that everyone calls him by. And I was talking to his, I believe his dad or one of his parents in the chat yesterday, and they were like, yeah, you know, DJ's what everyone just kind of goes by or calls him by, so. And it's easier for me to remember. DJ Parker.
That'll explain why everybody's saying DJ, DJ.
Yep, easy to remember as well for me.
I imagine because maybe his middle name starts
Probably.
with a J then?
Probably
If
D'Amico John Parker.
if the Parkers are in the chat still, let us know. 0-1. Bounce over to the left side. That's a great bunt. It's going to be a single. Base is loaded now for Lassen.
I mean, a perfect bunt from DJ Parker. Like I've been saying, he is a threat in all cylinders. His outfield presence is amazing in center field. And he can do whatever he wants. He can hit the ball hard, he can hit it far, or he can slap in a bunt that's going to have no throw for a base hit.
Truenbach wearing the number 16, famously worn by Joe Montana and Rafael Devers.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about Rafael Devers. Take the
no,
famously out of that.
In there for a strike. I heard Rafael Devers' OPS is a pretty good number right now. By the way, folks, I am a Giants fan saying that. 0-1, here it comes. Outside.
I was actually just talking about Devers yesterday as well, and how terrible he is.
Yeah, him and Adames.
Yeah.
Although Adames, it's to be expected. He's usually terrible through the first 2 months of the season. Then he heats up. But Devers, I don't know what's going on with him. I haven't known what's been going on with him. Swung on and missed, and it's 1-2.
When you come to think of it, the Red Sox and the Giants, both of them didn't win the trade. Giants got rid of some pitchers, and I don't even think they're in the league anymore.
The Dodgers by getting James Tibbs.
Yeah, they did. Dodgers won the trade, and they were just a percentage of that trade.
So even when the Dodgers aren't involved, they still win. Grounded over to first base. The throw.
What a play by Derek Bain.
What a play by Derek Bain.
Oh my gosh.
The throw pulled him off the plate, and he somehow kept his plant leg on top of the plate. Incredible there. So that's not how you drew it up. Truenbach will be on base on the fielder's choice, but you're going to mark that. A 3-2 put out. Incredible.
I mean, Canberra had all the time in the world, truly, because it was a very hard chopper over to him, but the throw just pulled Bain way off the line, kept his foot on like a diving first baseman, and made a layout Superman catch on it.
So here now is Petras. Flew out to left field in this last attempt. Takes way up and in there. Want to know the count. Hayden Petras. His 4 doubles on the season. Fouls that one off to the right side, and it's 1-1.
Well, it's going to be a big help for Ohlone as well, is that the only game Lassen's played so far this week has been against Solano, and Solano's pitching, no one threw over 85 miles an hour. So coming into a game with Will Anderson, you know, our big righty throwing 90, 91 miles an hour, I mean, Lassen's going to have to put their foot down, time it up earlier.
Petras' line score doesn't have any at-bats. Do you remember any of his at-bats?
Yeah, he had a full day at the plate. I don't know why his at-bats wouldn't even be in there.
They probably didn't have enough time to input all the information into the box scores.
He had a decent day. I mean, he was good contact, good at-bats. I mean, everyone's at-bats were just merged into one really good at-bat. There wasn't a single bad player up at the plate when they were going up. I mean, even when Lassen was held scoreless throughout the later half of the game, I mean, they were still putting up long 3-2 at-bats, grinding it, you know, in and out.
1-2, 2 out. Lassen needs a hit. That's to the right side. Foul. Everybody on the edge of their seat there on that fly ball.
I mean, 1 hit down the line, that'll score 2, maybe even 3, knowing Lassen's speed all around.
Anderson trying to work his way out of the bases loaded jam. 1 pitch away. The 1-2 getting ready to come home from Anderson. Here it comes. Outside, we'll do it again, 2-2.
That's an amazing take and amazing pitch. Couldn't have asked for a better 1-2 pitch on that after a hard foul ball. And Hayden just takes it, I mean, just spits on it. Didn't even think about swinging at that one.
So Anderson now going to get the sign from Derek Bain. 2-2 coming home. Who wants it more? Struck him out looking.
I mean, you can't really see where else he was looking for that. That was kind of over the heart of the plate. Probably just froze him at the plate, thinking he was going to expect an off speed. But Anderson hucked 91 right past him.
Anderson works his way out of the biggest threat that he has seen all day long in the fourth inning. A bases loaded jam, gets the ground ball and a strikeout to get his way out of it. So we will be back in a minute after this break. Renegades leading 2-0. Out of baby Anderson!
How's it going for you, Julie? All good? Oh yeah, I did do the same thing. Yeah, like what part of the code you needed to fix to get that?
Hegemans. Cameler. Put down the track meet. Cam Hegeman ready to swing the bat with Bane and camera due up afterwards. Angie, we also hope that Sister Hegeman is doing well in her sprints right now. The 1-0 delivery, or the 0-0 delivery inside for a ball, 1-0. 1-0. Misses, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, the reason Cam is now in this spot as a starting DH player, I talked to Coach Kern after the game, and I was saying, you know, hey, every time Cam comes in, he clutches up in the right moment. He does the right swing of the bat. And I think the biggest factor was in Murphy's last at-bat yesterday with runners in scoring position. He was told, hey, Kern said on the side of the dugout, he said, Murphy, take this ball up the middle. Just poke a ground ball right up the middle, score the run. You know what he does? He drops his shoulder, pops it out to the right side. Then, a few innings later, it's Murphy's spot again. Hegeman comes up with a runner in scoring position as well. And all it takes is Kern saying, hey, do a job, and Cam does exactly what he's supposed to do, which is hit it right up the middle on a single base hit, and I mean, that's a big factor as to why he is now in this starting position.
Anderson's backwards K was his 64th pitch of the day for him through 4 innings. 2-2. To the second base side. Good play there. That was not easy. That ball looked like it was going to be heading towards the hole between the 4-3 gap, and then very last second took an awkward hop back inside to the right side. Yes, to the right side of the second baseman Kono. So he had to make a quick adjustment there and make a play on the backhand and kind of swipe it. Did a good job there to prevent an error from happening, as that could very easily happen. Here now is Bane. That's stroked into right field and down for a base hit. Is it? Yes, it is. No reaction from anybody.
Now batting number 22, Julian Cambra.
I got to say early here, our Ohlone College home crowd is kind of upsetting me. A base hit and not a single person was cheering. Here now is Julian Cambra. And Cambra had 4 home runs in the month of April. We were talking about how hot he got. He got extremely hot. And right now is the best time to be a hot hitter. The 0-1 getting ready to come home now. Pickoff move to first base to no avail. Still 0-1. The 0-1 delivery getting ready to come home now. Here it comes. Swung on and missed. Wow. Canberra way behind there.
I mean, very nasty pitch. Kind of a little sinking, dropping a fastball looked like.
Well, I mean, Roden, that was his best pitch all day long. Get ahead 0-2. Honestly, stick with the heat. Go right after him. And he's doing a good job also mixing in those pickoff moves to try and dice up the timing of these hitters.
I mean, kind of taking a page out of Solano's book when they realized, hey, it's kind of messing up our timing when they were playing Solano. Let's do it to the Renegades. Let's see how that happens and see what happens to their bat speed and all those kind of things.
0-2 getting ready to come home. Way up and in.
Those up and in pitches now are scaring me ever so slightly just because of what happened yesterday with Foley doming Chase Lewis, the center fielder for Solano, right in the head.
Ooh.
That was a scary one, but luckily hit his C-flap and then kind of hit him. It hit a part of his helmet into his head, and he ended up getting taken out in the game because there wasn't really a point in leaving him in for possible injury.
Getting the strikeout there is Roden.
Now batting number 8, Joaquin Stewart.
Joaquin Stewart now to swing the bat. Roden's first strikeout of the day. That was a big one for him. I mean, obviously some trouble in the third inning that really, honestly, wasn't entirely his fault. Really wasn't entirely anybody's fault. It's just good hitting from the Renegades and just honestly unlucky at times for Lassen. But apart from that, I mean, Roden's been really great so far. 1 out away from pitching through 4, only surrendering 2 off of 4 hits. Swung on and missed. No one do the count. Bain has to get back to the bag at first, and he does. DB was excited to play in this game today. When I went into the dugout, he immediately, as soon as I stepped into the dugout, not even a second after, he was already screaming my name. That's popped up. Right side, foul territory, out of play. So I feel bad for whoever's windshield that's about to be. And it's nobody's, from what we can hear. I wonder how many windshields have been taken out this year.
I know. Probably not many because it is a bit farther down than what, the foul balls probably reach on the fly.
We should do a special for the postseason. If your windshield gets busted, you get 10 free hot dogs.
I know, exactly. Get some discounts.
Get some discounts on concessions. 1-2 the count. Joaquin Stewart, one of the more legit hitters on this Renegade squad. 3rd in batting average, 5th in doubles, 6th in RBI, 9th in hits in the Coast Conference South. He was a leader in batting average for, I would say, 3/4 of the season. Not only on the team, but in the entirety of the South. This is up to the right center field side, and making play in center field will be Parker to end the inning. Well, Lassen has their work cut out for them. Heading into the top of the 5 with a 2-run deficit. 4 hits for both teams. 2 runs scored for the Renegades. None for the Cougars. No errors to speak of for either team. We'll be back in a minute after this break. All right, folks, got some scores around the league to tell you about. Chabot College, their season is done. They lost 2-1 to Folsom Lake College. Folsom Lake will be moving on in their tournament. Skyline handled business against Los Medanos, and the Hartnell College Panthers taking down the San Joaquin Delta Mustangs. The biggest shock right now, folks, Feather River losing 15-0 to American River College. That is not a misprint. 15-0 American River College over Feather River College in the 5th inning, bottom of the 5th at Feather River. Wow, that's a shocker. While I was doing the scores, Serrano grounded out to second base. It is now 20-0 as reported by some folks in front of us, folks. Wow, insanity. American River College, they're turning into a wildfire. So it's Serrano, Kono, and Zimmerman due up. Kono now up after Serrano grounded out to shortstop. Or, sorry, to second base, correction. Other interesting scores. Mount San Antonio trailing Palomar 7-0 in the top of the 3rd. Cypress and Citrus, a 2-1 score right now, top of the 3rd. In the top of the 4th at College of Marin, Santa Rosa still leading 4-0. Later today, Los Medanos and West Valley will be doing battle. And honestly, if you had to, pin up two of the biggest rivals, very coincidentally is Los Medanos and West Valley.
Yep.
The two biggest rivals for the Renegades. 2-1. Over to second base. Stewart on the backhand. And a throw to first. Strong throw. Zimmerman now ready to swing the bat.
Number 2, Jack Zimmerman.
Man, some shocking scores around the league for
I just
sure.
can't believe 20-0.
20-0
That is
against
insane.
Feather River.
Against the
of
number
all
1
schools.
seed, yeah, in that bracket.
Yeah. I mean, Feather River is an incredible school. They're always in the thick of it every single year. I remember in the 22 season doing battle with them in the sectionals. 1-0, swung on and missed. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, American River is down in near the 40th seeds in the whole entire state combined from NorCal and SoCal, and Feather River is 15th. So that's a huge upset.
Zimmerman fouled that one back to the screen, and it's 1-2. Anderson a pitch away here from retiring the side in the 5th inning. Chase Dillian said 21-0 now.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, just stop. They're dead already. 1-2. Got him looking. That'll end the inning. We'll be back in a minute after this break. Paul Wagner, Thompson, and Medina all due up for the Renegades. And for you Lassen fans who are in the chat and also in the ballpark right now, you're going to be happy to know about that score up at Feather River College, as you guys, I would imagine, are not too fond of those Feather River Golden Eagles being conference rivals with them. That's grounded over to third base. 5-3 on one pitch.
Now batting number 6, Theo Thompson.
We're not going to mention that, but thank you.
Yeah, so we went.
Theo Thompson now swinging the bat, and that's going to be fouled off to the left side.
Dude, it's a point. So you're turning up your live stream. Man.
Thompson today, an RBI single. 1 for 1 today. The 0-1. Outside for a ball. I'm going to also go ahead and check the 3C2A scores for softball and see if there's any interesting scores around the league today. Of course, Palomar just happens to be dominating on both diamonds, baseball and softball. 11-1 over Ventura. In there for a strike. And Sunez River 11-4 in the top of the 7th. Feather River in the playoffs for softball and baseball, and they have the honor and pleasure of playing Fresno City, which is not an easy game for them. For the Lassen Cougars of softball, they are currently trailing 9-6 at home against San Mateo. That is a tough team to play. Why is San Mateo on the road? They're not. Okay. They're just servicing as the road team then. Running over to short, 6-3. I was about to say, that is the biggest glitch in the universe I've ever seen if they are on the road. Shout out San Diego Mesa, the 619, 4-2 over Mount San Jacinto. Jordan Medina 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a 4-3 put out.
Medina also had a slow start yesterday, but ended up coming in clutch with some big hits later in the game.
Medina, almost a 400 hitter at 397 beginning play today. He's hitting ahead of Kashia, who's at 336, and then Vasquez, who's hitting at 416.
Yeah, that was from yesterday being 4 for 5. He was 408 to start, or 406 or something like that, and bumped up 10 points.
It's on the outside, call for a strike, and it's 2-1. And it just goes from bad to worse for Feather River College. 2-2 the count now, as that was fouled back to the screen. Two and two now to Medina. Outside for a ball. So full count now to Jordan Medina, getting ready to come home. Roden looking to try and finish off his strongest inning yet. 2 ground balls. Now 3-2 to Medina. That's grounded over to first base. Roden gonna have to cover at first, and he beats him. So call that the extremely 3-1 put out for the final out of the inning. Roden completes his strongest inning yet here in the 5th inning, keeping the score at 2-0. Still 4 hits for both teams, no errors reported, and a 2-0 score. We'll be back. It's always a good day when you got Ice Cube playing. Right now it's 2-0 here at the Fremont campus of Ohlone College, top of the 6th inning, due up. And right now it's another chance for this middle of the order for Lassen. The last time this order came up, they had bases loaded, but they stranded all their runners. It's Rosenthal, Montoya, and Beatty. Right now they find themselves trailing by 2 runs against Matthew Anderson, a pitcher that has been tough to figure out, not only for this Lassen squad, but really honestly for the entirety of the league. Pitching to the tune of under a 3 ERA at 280 beginning play today. And he has 5 strikeouts through 5 innings pitched, his 6th inning of work right now. And for Anderson today, of the 4 hits he's given up, only one of them has been an extra base hit. That extra base hit was Rosenthal, a hitter that the Renegades have yet to retire. He's 2 for 2 today with a double and a single.
Yeah, Rosenthal was pretty dangerous as well against the game in Solano. I mean, all these hitters really were. They were all taking great at-bats, as I've been saying all day today.
3-0 in there for a strike. And honestly, today, I mean, the approach hasn't been bad at all for Lassen. They've just been really unlucky and been catching the short end of the stick on both ends of the field today, both defensively and offensively. 3-1 foul back to the screen, 3-2. That's the reason why it's only a 2-0 score. I mean, they aren't playing particularly bad at all. I mean, I would argue they're playing a very great game today, but the Renegades also playing equally as great of a game. 3-2 home, going around, did not. He stayed back, and he will be walking to begin this top of the 6th inning. So now Mason Montoya. You know, very interesting question here. Now, this is complete out of left field comment, but I wonder if the Montoyas are not here present right now and are in the chat. Do they have a son named Sean Montoya? Also, let me know. Because if they do, then Sean Montoya was a San Diego State Aztec. Played center field. So, I don't know. Small world, maybe.
That'd be some good baseball genetics right there.
Yeah. So, I wonder if Montoya is the brother of a Sean Montoya at all. But for Mason Montoya today, a sac bunt and a flyout. I'm not going to at all let myself live this down, how long it took me to remember Sean Montoya's name. I've been wanting to say that since the game started. 0-2, getting ready to come home. Just missed on the outside. Anderson doesn't like it. He says, come on, Blue. That corner's been iffy for everybody today. So
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of almost actually been kind of the same strike zone as yesterday, just a little bit tighter than what it was yesterday's.
Anderson wanted his 6th strikeout. 1-2 coming home. Popped up. Chewy Vasquez makes the play.
And what those kind of close calls do is it just gets everyone more rowdy, more energized. I mean, and that's what's so great about the game. I mean, the crowd's going to get into it. The players are going to get more into it. It just makes a fun environment.
Beatty now to swing the bat. Only has 2 home runs on the year, but right now, I mean, I feel like Lassen really just wants a loud stroke of the bat. It doesn't really matter what it is, whether a double, a triple, or a home run. They really need it. And runner goes. Strong throw to second base. Not in time. Whoa,
Well, he would be called
We're
out.
going to call him out on
Batter's interference.
So that call gets overridden by the home plate umpire, who argues batter interference. And so now the Lassen crowd, or the Lassen coaching staff, wants an explanation on that call.
I mean, when you could hear it on the bat. He follows through hard and it hits Bain's helmet, which flies off as he throws it over to second base. I could hear it. Didn't think it was going to get called because I didn't think it was too egregious. But I mean, if you can hear the clink, you know it's interference. I'd be surprised if this even gets overturned. This is a very big judgment call that usually doesn't get overruled because it's hard enough to get it called in the first place.
And so the umpiring crew are going to talk about it here. And so of course, the question on the field now is, was there batter interference or not? And that's really going to be the conversation that they're going to have. And as Bodie mentioned before, these calls are very rarely overturned on judgment calls. But right now, I mean, Lassen really needs that base runner in Zimmer, or rather in Rosenthal.
The thing we're trying to overturn this is that both field umpires won't be looking for the interference. This is going to be only the home plate umpire's call with no help truly from anybody else. I mean, in some calls on close plays here and there on certain bases, you have other umpires looking at the play. But in a case of an interference, it's only his call. No one else is really paying attention to it. It's going to be going off of the sound, which I heard a clink.
Yep. And, I mean, honestly, what really is unfortunate, too, is, I mean, Rosenthal did a good job diving into the bag at second base and avoiding the tag on a strong throw from Derek Bain. So it is going to be batter interference, and that's a double play.
Wow. Shouldn't that be inning ending? Wasn't there already one out?
No, the batter is out. That's why. So the runner... So
the runner's also out.
The runner isn't out then.
Wait, I am thoroughly confused. Oh, the running back at first. That's why I couldn't see him.
The runner's going to go back to first. And so now there are 2 out. Here is Parker. I mean, Rosenthal did a great job. That throw from Bain beat him there, but he slid underneath the tag.
Yeah, and
did a great job
also
getting to second base.
Credit to Chewy. Credit to Chewy. I mean, on those one-hop picks, a lot of guys at shortstop like to come out to it to pick it and come back in. But Chewy, I mean, the D1 trained shortstop, he knows how to just follow the ball through and take it all the way to the bag. But, I mean, just a better slide from the runner.
Parker takes outside, and it's 1-1. For Parker today, he's 1 for 2. He has a strikeout and a single. Right now, would like to come through with an extra base hit. He's probably one of the better extra base hit threats for this team, with 13 of them this year. That's grounded through the 5-6 gap where nobody was there, as that was a hit and run that pulled Chewy Vasquez away from his natural position at short, and a great piece of hitting there from Parker to keep the inning alive for these Cougars.
Again, like I've been saying, DJ Parker probably the best utility hitter on this squad. He had the bunt single and then a hit and run single as well. He knows how to use the field properly, get the calls right. I mean, he's a great player.
Trubenbach got a board on a fielder's choice. It was a nice play at home plate and a good extension from Derek Main that got the put out on the lead runner trying to score from third in a bases loaded situation, which later resulted in the Cougars stranding 3 runners, a full load of bases. Trubenbach ahead 1-0. 1-0 home. Inside there, and it's 2-0. One thing that I like is that nobody is at all fun of the strike zone.
No.
I'm looking and everybody's shaking their
Both
heads.
sides.
2-0. Both runners go. This is grounded over to Stewart. Makes the play 4-3. So the double hit and run doesn't work. Renegades strand 2 more of them on the Cougar side, and it is 2-0 as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. We will head into the final inning of the witching hour here on the Fremont campus. 1 minute, and we'll be back. Caden Kashia, Vasquez, and Hegeman all due up for the Renegades. Now they got their heart of the order due up. It's been a really quiet game offensively for both teams. 5 hits now for the Cougars and a plethora of runners left on base. Let me count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runners left on base.
Wow.
For the Cougars today. For the Renegades, 4 hits and 2 runs scored. And they have a total of only 2 left on base.
Yeah, I mean, hence the 2-run lead. If you're only leaving a minimal number of runners on base, then you're probably scoring runs.
Yeah, I'm scoring half the runners that they had on base. 0-1 in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. It's getting chirpy and chirpier.
Both sides are getting mad each and every pitch.
0-2. Fouled to the left side.
I have a feeling it's going to become one of those chirpy games where they're not mad at each other. They're all mutually mad at one person. Both sides are going to be angry,
Absolutely.
but not going to be angry at each other.
0-2 getting ready to come home to Caden Kashia. Roden. Getting ready to deliver home. Here comes. Outside for a ball. 1-2. Roden, I mean, this is now going to be the 3rd time on his line score that he's coming up in a crucial situation against a tough lineup where he has really delivered. That's to the right center field gap for a base hit.
It's a big swing of the bat for Kachia as well, because Kachia had a little bit of a rough game yesterday, not having the best contact that he would have liked to have. But I mean, that's a really good swing. As a coach, you see that kind of swing on that kind of contact, you know that this player is going to get hot.
That was only just really the third time today that I felt like Roden really did absolutely get hit around there. And so now the coaching staff going to go talk to him again. I mean, we were talking about the announce jinx. That was a great time to have one.
Yep.
Because I was trying to give him his flowers. He's pitched impeccably through 5 here and working his way through his 6th. And I mean, so long as there isn't an implosion, I mean, he's pitched very well today. Oh, you want to hear something interesting, partner?
Yes, I would love to.
I was out hiking last weekend.
Okay.
And I was running on the trail, right? Until, what do you know? I lift up my leg, and I'm about to put my foot down. Guess what's underneath my foot?
A snake.
A huge snake. I screamed like
oh my God.
pre-adolescent child. I said a word that I can't say without an FCT violation, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And, yeah, my life flashed before my eyes, but I was able to jump over the snake, and it didn't try to bite me. That ball kicks away from the catcher, and Kashia is going to move up to second base. Petras didn't really have a chance at it as it bounced its way to the plate, so I'm really going to call that a wild pitch instead of a pass ball. So that bounced in the other box. So not really the best way to start off your at-bat against a hitter like Chuy Vasquez. A 1-0. Vasquez scores up to bunt, pulls it back, and it's 2-0 now. And how about that? I mean, you have your most legit hitter, most legit threat to get an RBI base hit, and he squares up to bunt.
Yep. It's all about unselfish baseball, and that's what Curran's whole entire mantra and about every team he has is just unselfish baseball. Do a job every time.
You see, if Chuy Vasquez wasn't already signed, I'd be saying that's what a Division I program is going to be blessed with.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and take it a step further. That is what an MLB franchise is going to be blessed with in the next 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, the Giants need a shortstop soon.
Oh, they do. They need a
3-0.
shortstop now, actually.
That's going to walk Vasquez. So not really a good situation here for Roden. He's going to have to bear down. He's facing Cam Hegeman now. So Hegemans, Kamler.
By the way, I am smelling the grill cook up over there, and holy, I'm looking forward to some food.
Time is called as the infield is going to be talking to each other about how they want to attack Cam Hegeman here. Now, this would be an interesting situation to see if Hegeman is going to swing away or if he's going to lay down a bunt, and if the Cougars are going to have a play here in the infield cooked up for it or not. Because I would imagine their goal would be to get the lead runner here, if they were in a bunt situation or not.
I think so, too.
So Cam Hegeman ready to go now. A fly out and a ground out. He squares up to bunt down the third base line. Going to have to make the play at first. The throw just in time.
And Cam
Hegeman
does his
gets
job.
his job done. Yep.
He does it. I mean, again, all part of the unselfish baseball. Cam's been on a wreck recently, on an absolute tear up at the plate, hitting upwards of 350, and he gets told to lay down a bunt. He does it perfectly. He draws in the third baseman, makes sure that Vasquez and Kachia can move over with no doubt in their mind, and sets up Doubles Bane up to hit, as the head coach will come out and most likely, supposedly, end his day. I'm taking a close eye on the bullpen.
Well, this is their second mound.
This is their
so
yep.
they're going
to have to pull him.
Yeah, they're going to have to pull him here. So for Roden, he's going to be responsible for the 2 runners at second and third. And so to end his day, he's going to have 5 1/3 pitch, only giving up 5 hits and 2 runs, with the responsibility of the 2 runs at second and third. So if those runs score, he will only have given up 4 runs. And I mean, it has been an incredible day for him. He has 67 pitches thrown.
And just talk about being a great pitcher up on the bump, having only 67 pitches thrown through 5 and a third. That's the quickest way to get the job done. And he was just consistent through all 5 and a third, only giving up 2 runs, 5 hits. That's exactly what you got to do to have a chance to beat the Renegades of this kind of quality of a team, being the second seed in the North and fourth seed in the whole entire state of California.
Kawika Mendoza going to be getting the assignment out of the pen, and he's going to be tasked with trying to keep the deficit right where it is with 1 out and 2 runners in scoring position, down by 2. Mendoza this season out of the pen 10 times this year. He's only started 2 games. He's making his 13th appearance on the season, 11th out of the pen. He's pitched through 16 and a third with 18 hits given up, 11 runs, 7 earned runs, 7 walks to 10 strikeouts, a 5.51 Ks through 9, and a 3.86 ERA, a 1.53 WHIP. So it is absolutely important here that he finds a way to miss bat out of the pen. We'll be back in just 30 seconds after these warm-ups. Derek Bain ready to go here, and Derek Bain has come up huge in situations like this back at Citrus earlier this season in a 4-3 victory. Derek Bain had a go-ahead RBI double, 2 RBI double, which ended up helping the Renegades push across a 4-3 win against Citrus earlier this season. He's been the guy year in and year out for this Renegade squad. That pitch kicks away. Both runners advance. Renegades lead by 3.
That is genuinely the nightmare start, coming in on your first pitch of a relief pitcher, getting told from your coaches to do a job and not let these runners score. What do you do first pitch? Throw a pass ball.
And that's frustrating for Roden to know that, I mean, that run really just came across on a wild pitch.
Yeah.
That goes to his line now. And Bain to the left side, but foul.
And Mr. Greenberg in the chat yesterday gave Bain a great name, Derek Doubles Bain. I mean, Triple D. He's just an amazing player, hits doubles in the clutchest situations. You can almost expect a double from him in this situation.
All he needs is just a ball in play here. Infield in. 1-1. Just missing. It's 2-1. Infield in, so, I mean, a ground ball here, and it's going home for sure. So Vasquez knows that at third base. He's going to have to get a good break if it's a play in the infield. Maybe even potentially stay right where he is.
Yeah, he probably most likely will have to.
2-1. Grounded through the diving second base, Kono. Derek Bain, an RBI single, putting the Renegades ahead by 4 now. And you can officially close the book on Roden today. And it's just an unfortunate way for him to close the book. He'll have 1 strikeout. One strikeout, 1 wild pitch, no hits. No hit by pitches, no walks. No box, 4 earned runs off of 4 total, 5 hits, and 5 and a third pitch. And I mean, that doesn't tell the whole story. He had a great game today. It just hurts to see for him that those 2 runs do come around to score here in the 6th. But the Renegades now lead by 4. Canberra ready to swing the bat. 0-1 the count. Canberra today a flyout and a strikeout. He was 5 push-ups away from leaving the yard yesterday. 0-1. Grounded through the 5-6 gap, a base hit. They're starting to come through now.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to remind you folks, earlier in this game, what is it that I said? I said the Renegades are better at bullpen hitting than any team that we've ever seen here. And once the starting pitcher is out through, I mean, a strong 5 innings, only giving up 2 runs, immediately the relief pitcher hasn't gotten out yet. These Renegades bats are going to keep unloading on this pitcher. I mean, he's in an uncomfortable situation trying to fight back. Only 6 pitches, scoring across 2 runs and not even getting out. So, I mean, it's going to be hard for him to fight back.
To the right center field gap and down for a base hit. Everybody moves up 90 feet and the bases are loaded for Wagner.
As I just said, it's going to be hard to fight back when you've got a team like this. When they're hot, they're going to keep moving forward. And now you've got one of the hottest bats on this team as a whole throughout the last 2 weeks who's hit the best balls and had the hardest hit balls all week is going to be Paul Wagner.
Renegades without a grand slam this year.
Correct.
Between softball and baseball, no grand slams to speak of.
And LT Lindsay, I'm not sure if you were on the stream, Armand, during this. LT Lindsay almost had a grand slam. He was about 5 feet away from a grand slam yesterday. He hit it on an amazing play by center fielder Pasmino, who came in for Lewis.
That bounces, and this time the catcher Pintras able to keep it in front of him.
Wagner looking to just get a hard swing like he's been doing this whole weekend.
1-0. In there for a strike. I mean, for Mendoza right now, he's just got to bear down. Right now, cannot allow any more damage. Still plenty of time for him to get settled. I mean, it's all singles so far. 1-1. In there for a strike. 1-2. And I mean, no runs given up on his line yet.
Yep.
But every runner that's on base, he is his responsibility now. The 1-2. Grounded to third base side, to second for 1, back to first, not going to be in time.
Now batting for the Renegades, number 6.
I mean, that's not necessarily the swing that Wagner wished he had, and you know, in his dream state, that's not what he wanted to do, but it scores a run. It just continues to add to this total that the Renegades are putting up in this 6th inning. And being up 5-0, you got a bit of a cushion for Anderson to come back out and keep dealing.
The runner scoring on the play was Derek Bain, the catcher. Teo Thompson now to swing the bat, in there for a strike. The 0-1 getting ready to come home now to Teo Thompson from Mendoza. Here it comes. To the right side, and caught on the line there by Montoya to end the inning. But not before the Renegades were able to plate 7 of them. No, correction, 8 of them. And score home 3. It is a 5-0 score. We are in the final 3 innings of this contest. The late innings, the witching hour, in 1 minute after this quick break. 5-0 the score, Renegades lead. Petra Serrano and Kono all due up. Lassen running out of time. They're only down by 5, but they have 9 outs remaining in this game to try and do something. They've had plenty of opportunities. They've stranded 8 runners today. But Matthew Anderson not making it easy, and that 0-0 delivery up and in for a strike. Let's go around the league one more time here and start getting some scores for you guys. I'm going to update on that Feather River score, 23-2, top of the 8th inning. In favor of American River College, of course. Feather River trailing in that game. San Mateo and Modesto tied at 3. Santa Rosa leading College of Marin 8-6. That's going to be in the bottom of the 5th inning right now. As 0-2 outside for a ball, 1-2. And really, honestly, that's the only notables happening right now. Consunes River and Folsom Lake playing over in Hayward.
Yeah, that's a very important game. I mean, that tournament part of the bracket.
Up the middle, Chewy Vasquez in the hole, makes the play and throws to first in time for the out, 6-3.
That section in the tournament, their bracket is very competitive, as well as West Valley's as also. I mean, there's a lot of teams. So far, there's 3 parts of the bracket out of the 8 total brackets in the north that are going on. 3 of those games have no guaranteed eliminations just yet, so that they're going to be playing multiple games today and also probably Sunday.
San Mateo ended up beating Lassen in softball 9-6. I wonder how many dingers they hit. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 home runs hit by San Mateo. I love how it's a running joke now that they just always hit home runs and nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, those are just 6 solo shots, it seems like. Or were all their runs home runs?
Might be, actually. Let's take a look. Homer. Not all home runs. 1 and 2, the count now to Serrano. Serrano, 2 groundouts today. He really wants to try and elevate something today. Swung on and missed. That's Anderson's 6th strikeout of the day.
Number 1, Island Kono.
And that's 6 strikeouts through 6.5 innings pitched. Kono now ready to swing the bat. Missing the zone, and 1-0. That is through the outstretched glove of Kashia for a base hit.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 2, Jack Zimmerman.
We're not going to switch audio, right? Now ready to swing the bat is Zimmerman. Zimmerman swings and fouls that one off, and it caught a piece of Derek Bain.
That's just one of those foul balls that it's just rough to take on around the inner part of the thigh. It's just frustrating.
And so Derek Bain's going to tell everybody, go back in the dugout, I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, we always mention how catchers don't need to prove to anybody that they're tough. And Derek Bain is one of those guys for sure that just doesn't need to prove it to anybody. He's just ready to play.
He just wants some water. Keeping
Shout out.
himself hydrated.
Shout out my dad's best friend, Dante Billups, a great catcher in high school in his own right. So Derek Bain now reluctantly going to talk to Chelsea. And walking over to the dugout.
A little cup of water.
That's the, yeah, it still kind of hurts, but I
Yeah.
don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Strut. So he's going to get a nice hand from this home crowd. And so now Curran going to go out and talk to Derek Bain. The Lassen side also conversing amongst themselves. And right now, Zimmerman behind 0-1, but it is ultimate time for him to try and pull through and get something on the board. Zimmerman is also a guy who has a clutch gene, helping walk off the Redwoods on an E4. So he put the ball in play to the second base side, and Beatty scored on that error. That is up the middle, and Chewy Vasquez makes the catch. Unreal. We'll be back in just a minute after this break. Chewy Vasquez is indeed going D1, folks. Well, an incredible play up the middle made by Chewy Vasquez strands the 9th runner for Lassen today in what has been just a frustrating day for them all around. Trailing by 5 as we begin play here in this bottom end of the 7th inning. Renegades lead 5-0. 6 hits for Lassen, no runs scored, no errors. 5 hits for the Renegades, 5 runs scored. Did I say 5 hits? Okay, 8 hits. Now 9 with a single to the right side.
And this is the
5 runs scored and no errors.
This is the right time for Medina to start cooking up. I mean, he had a little bit of a cold game against Solano, but I mean, didn't need to have a big game. But now all of a sudden, when he's heating up, and this time of May, when you're getting against more aggressive opponents as the weeks go on, if he's hot, this team is going to be unbeatable.
Because she is 1 for 3 today. I was just listening to my call on Kashia's catch. And that is a... Oh! April Thompson said that Thompson hit a grand slam. I think she's right about that, too. Now that I remember, because that was a 25-3 game. Let's take a look.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was. Wow, what a photographic memory. Yep. So the Renegades do have a grand slam on the year. Wow, we've been wrong for 3 weeks.
Well, nothing at home, so it's okay.
Yeah, nothing at home.
Nothing at the home field.
Outside for a strike to Kashia. 0-1 the count. Well, Everald Thompson, what a call there. Back at home. Thank you for that.
How could you forget family members grand slam, right?
Exactly, right? Well, Theo Thompson has just been, we said, now you're prototypical 9-hole hitter.
Another interference. Yep.
So Kashia is going to take first base on catcher's interference.
Yeah, and I mean, you can realistically you can fully blame the catcher on that one. That was a pitch out because they knew Medina was gonna go for a stolen base, but as a pitch out, the ball was still close enough for Kachia to hit, so he did. And with the catcher reaching his glove out, it's gonna be basically guaranteed, catcher's interference. There's no way as a hitter you can't not hit his glove.
Renegades now with 2 runners on. Chewy Vasquez ready to swing the bat. Chewy Vasquez just had that play up the middle. Squaring up to bunt, pops it up, goes down the third base line and foul. Good job by Petros there to pull it back and not make the play immediately because he was going to try and do so. But a good job adjusting and letting that go foul because that definitely would have moved up the runners. But not only that, I mean, Chewy Vasquez might have been safe there. That would have been a tough play for Petros. Oh, 1. Back to second base on a pickoff move to no avail. Yeah, we'll just keep it the way that we have it then. 0-1 getting ready to come home now. Both runners go. No. Premature there. Attempt to bunt from Vasquez, pulled it back, and it's a pitch outside. 1-1 the count now. That was funny. When on that final softball home game, I was in the dugout with the team, and anytime I saw the runner moving, I would almost always scream, "Runner, runner, runner!" It would take every bit of me to not scream it when the runners weren't going. And then the moment the runners went, you knew who was yelling it.
Yep.
Then of course, Sam Bowie was over at the snack bar right now, tossing out the best base runner of the entirety of the coast. Then we had an ejection in that game as well. 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Chewy Vasquez, 1 for 2 with the walk. He scored when he walked in the 6th inning. Here comes the 2-2 home from Mendoza. It's left field. Way up there. Going back, and caught at the wall!
Wow!
He just stole a home run! Parker! Unbelievable catch there! That just stole Chewy Vasquez's first home run of the season. Parker says, not today!
Wow. What a play by DJ Parker. I mean, can we highlight Parker more than we already are? He's been an all-around player here and there on the different bunt attempts, base hits, on the hit and runs, and then all of a sudden he robs a home run from Vasquez, being his first of the year.
And not to mention, I mean, this isn't his home ballpark, and we don't have a warning track. We have an AstroTurf, so there's no warning track necessarily, right? So it's an incredibly difficult play for an opposing player to try and make a play up against that wall. You have to time your jump properly. You have to know what depth you're playing from, how close you are to the fence. Incredible job by Parker. That is absolute legit play right there. First out of the inning. Here now is Hegeman outside for a ball. 2-0. I mean, you know, this is the postseason. You can't have the attitude that this game is over. And right now, Parker leading by example in that case. And he will be swinging the bat fourth, due up in the eighth. So, I mean, right now, if I'm Lassen, I'm going to try and figure out every way I can to get Parker to the plate with runners on. Because clearly, he's 2 for 3 today, and now robbed a home run. He's been the player of the game for Lassen. 2-0. So right center field gap, down for extra bases. No. Cut off there in right field by Montoya. So that'll just be a single.
Number 24, Renegade.
All right, I already got to say, tomorrow we have got to move this table because the obstructions everywhere. I am obstructed in left field. I'm obstructed in right field. The only place that isn't obstructed is my center field view.
We can keep it safe where
Yeah.
it's the power and everything. It's here.
Well, we're going to have to figure out something.
I was okay.
So we got a mound visit now for Mendoza. And Florida State has entered the chat. Mendoza is going to be taken out of this game, so we'll take a quick break and we'll tell you who the new pitcher is when we return. Daniel Perez coming out of the pen for these Lassen College Cougars. They got a bases loaded jam situation with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Perez with a 9.49 ERA, making his 8th appearance on the season with 12 and a third innings pitched, 14 hits given up, 13 runs, all 13 are earned. 12-12 on the strikes to walkouts, and a case through 9 of 876. He's going to be tasked with trying to get these Lassen Cougars out of this bottom of the 7th inning jam. The West Valley and Los Medanos game is underway now. Here now is Derek Bain. Derek Bain has had a day today. He's 2 for 3. And has an RBI, and now has an RBI on a hit by pitch.
That is now the second time that a relief pitcher's come into the game with runners in scoring position and in one pitch allows the run. That is hilarious.
So here now is Julian Cambra. Renegades up 6-0. And things just going from bad to worse for Lassen. Can't give in to desperation, but you have to have a sense of urgency here. 0-0, and that pitch is outside for a ball. And a good sliding stop by Petras to try and prevent the wild pitch. That is through the third base side for a run. Here comes a second run. Hageman safe. 8-0 Renegades. 2 RBIs for Camera on the single.
Now batting number 8, Joaquin Stewart.
Here now is Joaquin Stewart. And Stewart takes a pitch that's low for a ball, 1-0. Tomorrow, our first pitch time for game 4 of this tournament style opener will be at 11 a.m., folks. 11 a.m. Pacific Standard, of course, for those of you who are not in California.
Actually, I wonder yesterday there were a lot of fans for this Lassen game watching from New Jersey, Texas, Connecticut. There were a lot.
Good intuition by me, then. 1-0. In there. No, misses. What am I saying? 2-0. Getting ready to come home now from Perez. He kicks and deals way inside in there for a strike. Wow, I'm 0 for 2 on my calls now. Perez now, 2-1. Here it comes. Outside for a ball, 3-1. All right, third time was a charm for me.
I mean, now you really got nowhere to put him. I mean, you can walk the bases loaded, but with Paul Wagner up on deck, I wouldn't want to do that personally if I was him.
Me neither. 3-1. To short. And bobbled on the exchange. Got him at second, at first. Got him, double play. Ends the inning. Not exactly how you draw up the 6-4-3, but it happened. So that'll end the inning. Deficit is 8 now for these Cougars. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Rosenthal, Montoya, and Beatty all due up. Right now is now or never. 6 outs remaining for Lassen with an 8-run deficit. Pitch on the outside, called for a strike. Matthew Anderson pitching through 7 so far, surrendering only 6 hits, no runs. He is, so far today, stranded 9 runners. That is grounded over to camera, the first base side. Anderson covering for the 3-1. Here now is Montoya. This is actually not going to be Montoya. This is going to be number 12. That's Jason Borzello.
Now batting number 12, Jason Borzello.
So Montoya's day is done. He had a sac bunt and 2 flyouts, and Anderson now convening with Mike Curran. And the question is whether or not he's going to be done, and yes, he is. He's going to give up the ball, and this home crowd should be giving him a warm reception. Anderson today, pitching through 7 1/3, giving up 6 hits and no runs, and that ends his day. And coming out to pitch will be Bryce Monty. 109 pitches later, and Anderson's day is done, folks. Incredible day from Anderson. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Renegades. Now up to the bullpen to produce 5 more outs in this game. Bryce Monty, I'll get you some of his stats when we return from the break. So Bryce Monty coming out of the bullpen this today, my goodness, this season with 11 appearances, making his 11th now. He's got a 1.88 ERA, a 1.25 WHIP, a 7.88 Ks through 9, 21 strikeouts to 10 walks, 5 earned runs off of 10 total runs, 20 hits given up, 24 innings pitched. For Monty, he was a starter, had right arm discomfort that took him out of the rotation entirely, and has since coming back from, it wasn't necessarily an injury, but the way he described it to me was there was something not right with his arm. Since coming back from that, has been coming out of the pen in late inning situations to put up the final outs in games such as this one. So his role really has not changed at all here. He's just going to be tasked with ending this contest. And he will be facing off against Borzello, who's in for Montoya. Right now, Lassen trying to do anything to get a spark plug into this offense. The 0 delivery home. High and too high. 1-0. The 1-0. In there for a strike. Another high pitch. That one less higher than a dispensary cashier. One. That was a dispensary cashier. 2-1. Now the 2-1. Foul back to the screen. Some of the guys really like when I make those dispensary puns. So
Yeah.
had to belt it in here for a minute. Monty 2-1 home. Popped up. Got to play to the right side. 2-2. Beatty on deck. Beatty 1 for 2 today. Also has walked, so he's gotten aboard twice. 2-2 delivery home. Swung on and missed.
Yeah, when you're pumping close to 90 over and over again, eventually the hitter's going to fold.
Beatty now ready to swing the bat. Here it comes. Pitch outside for a ball, and it's 1-0. Bryce Monty, of course, a fireballer. That was 87 on that last pitch. 1-0. Swung on and missed. Power fastball again. That was 88. We see Monty reach over 90 a couple of times this season. He definitely is a high velo guy.
Very high velo.
Foul to the right side.
Think about him that's so good as well. He's a high velo and can hit his spots very consistently. His big attribute is just really pounding the zone in the right ways. And, you know, even though he has a hard arm, he can still pound the zone. Some guys, when they throw upwards to 90, they start losing their control, you know, here and there. But Monty's just been consistent for a long time.
1-2, that kicks away. And so Bain will get another ball and toss that one out over to Lieutenant Lindsay. No. Lieutenant Lindsay stays in the dugout.
Yep.
2-2, getting ready to come home. Monty looking to help retire the side. That's to the right side, way back there, and it is foul.
It's funny, we haven't seen much action from LT Lindsay today. We haven't made foul balls back to the screen that he'd been able to go grab.
Two and two, the count now. Here it comes. Foul back to the screen. Beatty stays alive. Bryce Monty again now with the 2-2 delivery. Beatty trying to stay alive, trying to battle. He will stay alive for another pitch.
There's some inside pitches as well that he's fighting off. I mean, extremely well.
I mean, this middle of the order for Lassen, even though they don't have a run to show for it, has not really been phoning it in at all. They've been getting their work done. It's just the guys around them that haven't been helping out. Beatty has been getting deep into counts. He's been on base twice. You have Rosenthal, who was just retired for the first time in this eighth inning. Apart from that, he had 3 at-bats where he got on base every time. Then Kono, of course, getting deep into counts as well. This is popped up to the right side. Thompson calling everybody off, makes the play. That'll end the inning. We'll be back in a minute after this break. The Renegades going to swing the bat one more time, up by 8, 11 team hits for them and no errors. 6 team hits for Lassen and no runs scored with no errors committed. We'll be back in a minute. Wagner ready to swing the bat. He'll have Thompson behind him and Medina also due up in this bottom of the 8th inning. Renegades 3 outs away from putting Lassen right up against the wall. Tomorrow, if Lassen wants to move on in this playoff, they're going to have to try and rattle off back-to-back wins in a doubleheader. Renegades just need to win one tomorrow. First game will be starting at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. There goes Teo Thompson taking LT Lindsay's spot. It's always either a 6 or a 7 getting a foul ball. 1-0. Outside for a ball. That 2-0 misses, and it's 3-0. Perez now gonna get warned about his engagement.
That's been a very popular problem with Solano and Lassen, engagement issues. They've been getting warned a lot of the time now.
In their first strike, 3-1. That's going to be outside for a ball.
Now batting.
Wagner walks.
Brady Hernandez.
Here now is Brady Hernandez in the spot of Teo Thompson. So I wonder who's going to go take center field. Maybe Emmett Johnson. Or actually, Medina would move to center field. Emmett Johnson or LT Lindsay would be in the outfield now. That fouls off to the left side, and it's 0-1. Brady Hernandez, get to talk about him now. He's had a .315 season, 2 homers, and 17 driven in. Yeah, you're .315 and on the bench. How rough of a life. Grounded over to short. Second for 1, back to first. 6-4-3.
Now up. Number 4.
Yeah, I mean, the whole entire bench of the Ohlone Renegades staff is, I mean, truly another starting team. I was talking to Coach Kern about, you know, why he chooses certain guys to come in and out and all these kind of thing. And, I mean, he says, yeah, you know, our bench is almost like a second starting team. So any guy on there could come out and do a big job.
We got a pitching change to tell you guys about after we return back from the break in just a minute. Ohlone College Athletics, broadcasting live from the Fremont campus. Jordan Medina ready to swing the bat, and out of the pen comes number 26, Ben Johnson. with an 11.57 ERA, making his 5th appearance on the season. Rounded over to the first base side and out of play. Now, with that ERA, it is very inflated because of the innings pitched. Johnson only has 2 1/3 pitched. He's only given up 3 runs. So, I mean, that's the reason why his ERA is in the stratosphere, so do not put too much stock on his ERA. He hasn't pitched much this season at all.
When he is Ben Johnson, very similar to our own Ben Thompson.
Yeah.
Benny T and Benny J.
Which one's the better Ben? They're going to have to fight to the death.
Yep.
0-2. Foul to the right side. And now, Johnson has a very wonky delivery.
He does. He has a very
I'm
wonky delivery.
trying to figure out how to explain it, but I don't know. Wonky's just the only way I can really explain it right now. Unique for sure. 0-2. Kind of looks... I wonder if my dad would agree here. Barry Zito-esque. I'm not sure. Very Barry Zito and Romo, like Tony Romo, wow. Sergio Romo-esque. Two and two. Line to the right side. Down for a base hit.
Next up, number 3, Dylan Puccio.
Caden Kushia now to swing the bat. Reach on an interference in his last attempt.
That's a different bat than his usual bat, isn't it? He doesn't usually have that sky blue. Right?
I've never even seen that bat before,
Yeah,
I don't think.
this is some new bat that we have not seen.
I wonder if his bat broke or something.
Help him.
1-0. And a test back to first base to Medina.
Because there is a communal bat that gets used a lot between this team. They pass it back and forth. But I haven't seen that much today.
Is that like their lucky bat or something?
I don't know. I mean, I think like
1-0 popped up to center field and deep, but Parker's all the way back there, just at the forefront of the warning track to make the final out of the inning. Well, Beatty, Parker, and Truenbach going to have a chance to swing the bat. 3 outs remain in this game, 8 to keep playing. Any less and we go home. We'll be back in a minute. So instead of Parker is going to be Sam Moore. Sam Moore making his 101st at-bat of the season. He's got a 350 batting average, and right now, with 5 home runs and 32 driven in, I'm wondering why he wasn't in the starting lineup. He's their best overall hitter, it looks like.
And he gets plunked first pitch.
Yeah, he gets plunked. Well, there you go. Well, it all might have started.
Yeah, I mean,
Moore got hit by a pitch.
Honestly, I bet they wish they had Parker on the base paths because Parker's the best stolen base threat in the state, I believe.
Benavidez now ready to swing the bat.
My principal in elementary school was named Mr. Benavidez. Mr. B.
Isaac Benavidez, and it's a very interesting, unique spelling of Isaac. It's I-Z-A-C-H.
Wow.
And then a very unique last name as well, Benavidez.
Yeah, Benavidez. I've only heard it twice now. My principal from elementary school, and right now.
The utility infielder, sophomore, wearing the number 8.
You know what's funny about what's going on right now? Lassen dugout is the loudest it's been in innings, many innings. And they're down 8 with only 3 outs remaining.
We were just talking about it. I mean, I question the intensity of today's game entirely from them. It just seems like the intensity, it wasn't at all where it should have been. That's line and foul to the right side.
Well, the thing I'm mainly confused about is where's Caden Fowler? Is he injured? Is he feeling sick? Did he not show up? I mean, Fowler is one of the best players on their team overall. He had a 3-run home run yesterday.
I love the 3C2A website. According to the 3C2A website, Skyline and Los Medanos are in the bottom of the second inning, and it's 4-1. But also, right now, Los Medanos is playing West Valley simultaneously in the top of the second inning, and they're losing 1-0.
Wow.
Just love the 3C2A website. Just love it. So I'm assuming Los Medanos lost, because I remember saying that earlier. Two coming home to the right side, way up there, and a nice play made there on the run by Emmett Johnson.
Now batting number 23, Cole Harness.
So Emmett Johnson in right field now, in left field LT Lindsay, and in center field, is that Medina?
That is Medina.
That is Medina. Wagner moves over to second base. Canberra stays at first base. Chewy Vasquez is still at short. Yes, at short, and then Kashia is at third base. Still.
Yesterday there were a lot of changes. Every single player in the infield got changed other than Chewy and Wagner. You had Anthony Mares playing at third base, Chris Flores playing at first base. There was a whole bunch of changing. Deegan Riley played center.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cole Carnes ready to swing the bat, and it's 2-0 now. The delivery. In there for a strike. Carnes is a fun name that I remember from a couple of years back, being Tulsa. Tulsa, like the city from Oklahoma. For the longest time, Tulsa Carnes was the only home run that I saw for softball up until this season when we got a plethora of home run hitters. One of them sitting towards our left.
Yep.
Logan Paxton Lincoln. 3-1, getting ready to come home. That's line and foul to the right side. Julie, didn't Tulsa also wear 23? That is hilarious. So we have two Carnes, and they're both wearing 23. I'm going to go fact check that real quick, because why not? That is line to the right side and fair down the line for extra bases potentially. Carnes is going to get held up at first base, but moving up to third will be more.
Now batting number 31, Jack Nips.
Well, better late than never. Tulsa is listed as 8 on the roster. That seems wrong.
Now that I remember, yeah, she was 8.
Bella was 23.
Yes.
Okay. Well, oh well.
Almost a fun little coincidence.
Swinging the bat now. 0-0 delivery is Jack Nips. And it's almost like there's new life in that dugout. Nips pops it up and fouls it back to the screen.
I have a slight feeling this is a player who doesn't get much action because the dugout is on their feet, crowding up on the front, and they are yelling on any time he makes contact.
He doesn't have a batting average recorded through only 4 at-bats.
There you go. He's a freshman. Yeah, freshman, probably first at-bat. No, not first at-bat, but looking for his first hit.
Yeah, if he gets a hit, it'll be his first hit of the year. And what better time than in the postseason?
Yeah, to get an RBI in your first postseason at-bat.
Strike 3 called. Fastball, middle. First time Nips will be sit down on strikes this season, still looking for his first hit. Here now is Kono. 1 out remaining in this game. Renegades looking to take a 1-0 lead here in the series. Oh, delivery home from Monty. Here it comes. Breaking ball. Just missed. 68 off the right hand of Bryce Monty.
That's a huge change in speeds.
Yeah.
Going up to the 90s and then dropping in a 68-mile-an-hour curveball.
1-0. In there for a strike.
Monty now with 32 pitches, going back in his starting position, starting pitcher form of having a lot of pitches in, a few innings.
1-1, getting ready to come home. Here it comes. Outside. Matthew Anderson will be accredited with his 11th win of the season. Should the Renegades not completely implode here with 2 out. 2-1. Fouled back to the screen, and Kono and the Cougars staring down the barrel of their final strike of the afternoon. Monty looking to finish this game. 2-2 home. Here it comes. Popped up. First base side, making the plays, camera, and the Renegades will only use 2 pitchers in a complete game shutout here in Game 3 of our tournament-style regionals here in the first round of the 2026 3C2A playoffs, and have now put the Lassen Cougars backs up against the walls, who will be facing elimination potentially tomorrow. Lassen will have to win 2 games tomorrow in order to continue playing this season. The Renegades will need just 1 win tomorrow, and Game 1 will be beginning at 11 a.m. For the Renegades, I mean, it really, honestly, wasn't a pretty game for anybody in particular. It wasn't the prettiest game for the Renegades either. It was just a game that the Renegades played better in. They found base hits where Lassen couldn't, and they found outs where Lassen couldn't also. I mean, honestly, it really just came down to, stolen bases and
Yeah.
and making good plays with the ball in your hands, just not making mistakes, playing mistake-free baseball. The Renegades are now one win away from advancing in the playoffs for the first time in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, this game is exactly how the Renegades play and should be playing every game. It's just confidence, playing the exact baseball they need to play. I mean, you might have thought through 5 innings, you're thinking, oh, this is only a 2-0 game. This is a little bit, scary. It could be anybody's game. But you just got to wait for them to attack. Then it becomes, a 3-run spot and another 3-run spot. So with these kind of games, the Renegades just continue to, to pound in the moments in the right spots, playing unselfish baseball, putting down bunts in the right spots, getting sacrifice hits on hit and runs, whatever it might be, just to tally in a few runs is how they play this game. And as long as they get solid defense, really good pitching from Anderson, with Drew Greenberg on the bump tomorrow, which, theoretically saving the best for last.
Well, I mean, Greenberg has proven time and time again in rubber matches that he's the guy. He won't be the guy for the rubber match. He will be the guy for essentially the second game of the series,
Yep.
if you will, right? Going for the sweep here are the Renegades on this weekend. They will have played 4 games after our game at 11 o'clock tomorrow, and they're looking for, no, correction, what am I saying? 3
Three,
games,
yep.
and they are looking for 3 wins to get out of here. Without needing to play that extra game in the doubleheader, but should Lassen beat Ohlone College tomorrow, we will have our final game literally within 30 minutes to an hour, concluding our Sunday festivities with a doubleheader, potentially, if needed. And so, folks, I mean, as far as for us today, let me reopen the book one last time and take a look at who I would consider my player of the game. Do you have a pick, Bodie?
I mean, Anderson dominated. I would say Chewy just for defensive matters as well, and then getting on base with the right times. But I mean, I go with Anderson personally.
I'm gonna have to go with Anderson also. Anderson with an incredible day today, pitching through 7 1/3 and getting the win today, especially after coming off of a tough outing where he surrendered his only loss against the West Valley College Vikings. Well, folks, that's it for us. For more information about today's game, you can log on to Ohlone Athletics and check the box score. And for more information around the league, you can check the 3C2A for scores around the league.
And tomorrow we will be back on our usual broadcast on the Ohlone College Broadcasting Channel with all the cameras, all the doohickeys, everything. We'll be back tomorrow on usual schedule, so look forward to that.
And another suit and tie for me tomorrow. So, folks, enjoy the rest